I'm back with another episode. This is episode 29 of the Ollie and Bella podcast. My name is Sherrie. I'm so grateful to have you here today. It has been, I think it's just been a little bit over a month, which I didn't think was too bad. I might have that wrong. It feels like it's just been about a month. I wanted to get back sooner, but life has been hectic in a good way. So I thought today would be a really good chance for me to sit, show you some progress, because I've made some good progress on projects from the last episode, and it's my last day at home before the children break up from school. They break up on, my youngest breaks up, her last day is Friday, and the older two, their last day is, no, I got that wrong. Her last day is Thursday, and the other two is last day is Friday. So I thought today would be a really good chance for me to sit down, have a little chat with you, show you what I've got, what I've done, have a little chat with you. So if this is the first time that you are popping on and watching, thank you so much, and thank you if you are returning. I will leave links to everything down below where you can find me. You can find me on Instagram, Ravelry. I don't think I mentioned on the last podcast, but if you are a keen reader and you are on Goodreads, I am on there. I will link it down below. I think that's about it. And anything I chat about, projects, I have updated my project page. I'm being very good actually with that. If you have a question and I've not covered it, click on the link to the actual project page, because I should have put on there the yarn that is the yarn that I'm using on the project, the needle size, the size pattern that I'm using, if it's a garment, anything like that, it should be on there, and obviously it should be linked to the pattern that I'm chatting about. So yeah, have a look there. What else? I think that's about it really. I'm sorry if you can hear some background noise. I need to get my, I'm in the front room, I need to get my window fixed. Yeah, I need to do that because it does let in a little bit of sound and it does let in a little bit of draft, so I do need to fix that. So yeah, if you can pick up a little bit of background noise, that is the road outside. Right, I think I'm just going to get straight into it. I feel really organised. I've got my notes, I've got my projects to show you. Yeah, I've made really good progress since the last episode. I have got a couple of finished objects and some books to chat to you about and some other little bits. So I'm going to just get straight into it. And no doubt along the way, I will add in my usual little ramble of rubbish basically. So first up, I'm going to show you my Mount Pleasant Tea, sorry, and I've made really good progress on this. I think on the last episode I had just done the bottom part, which was this lace detail, and I have now done the first section where I've done the increases, and I am now ready to put the back stitches on a holder. I'm just going to get some thread actually. I'm just going to get some contrasting yarn and just put all the back stitches, and then I need to just work on the front then and do that. I am really enjoying this, really enjoying it. Obviously it will need blocking. I tend not to block, I'm not one for blocking, but obviously that is definitely going to need blocking because of the lace detail, and you can see how it's just curling up there. The yarn that I'm using is this yarn by Gull Rock Fibres, and it is in the colourway Pecan Pies, and it is naturally hand dyed. It feels beautiful to work with. It is on BFL Masham 4-ply base, and it's beautiful. First time ever using this combination, and it's gorgeous. And yeah, that is it. Project page link down below. Let me know if you are knitting a summer tee. I'm really looking forward to getting this one done and enjoying wearing it towards the end of the summer, early autumn. I think it would be perfect, really lovely, and it is really cropped. So, and I tend to wear high-waisted jeans, so it's going to be perfect. Second, I'm just looking down at my list. Second on my list is socks, because I went on a bit of a sock cast on frenzy, didn't I? And it was Kay's fault because of the summer sock camp. And I just thought I'd show you what I've done. I've made good progress on some. I've got some that I've already finished the first sock and some where I'm almost ready to finish the first one. And I've cast on the other ones. So first up is my bookshelf socks. And I've done the first one that you can see. This pattern and this yarn, you know, sometimes when they're just perfect. They pair up perfectly. The pattern, the yarn, perfect. And that's how I feel with these lovely socks. I love the texture. This is the bookshelf sock pattern by Becky Mundy, and the yarn that I'm using is a homespun house, dancing in the street, and it's just gorgeous. And then I've done the contrasting, it was a sock set. I've done the contrasting cuff and the toe. And I've done a heel flap, traditional gusset, heel flap, heel turn and gusset, and I really enjoyed it. In my head, I still think maybe an afterthought heel is quicker or a shadow wrap heel is quicker, but having said that, you can't beat the fit of this heel. I think it's good. It's good to try different heels and see what works for you, and depending on how you're feeling, sometimes you might go for a phase where you just want to do shadow wrap heels, or I know the fish, I can never say this the right way, fish kiss lips, lips kiss fish. That heel, you know the one I mean. That one's really popular as well, isn't it? Or you can do like a true afterthought heel, which I have done that in the past and really enjoyed doing them. And then I found that I preferred the fit of the shadow wrap heel because it was a little bit more snug. I like to wear my socks quite snug, not too tight. So yeah. And then if you're wondering why I've got all these stitch markers down the side, that is just to count how many every 10th rounds that I've done. And I've got a progress keeper there. And then what I'll do is, I haven't cast the second one on yet. I've got my yarn here waiting. What I will do is, once I cast that on and start knitting the second sock, as I am knitting it, I'll count the rows and then I'll just take the stitch markers off this and then put it onto the second sock. And that's a really good indicator to let you know that you've matched them up properly. So that's that one. So the plan of action is to get all of these done before September, which is very doable, because I have some really lovely autumn, wintry Christmas yarns and I want to be able to cast them on. So that is the plan. Second up is the Opal socks, and these are just vanilla socks. How fun is that yarn? Absolutely love that. My hair is molting, it gets everywhere. Please tell me I'm not the only one where your hair is just everywhere. It's even in your knitting. You know, when you're like knitting and you're like pulling your hair out, it adds for extra warmth, I guess. I've finished the first sock and I've done the same. You can see all my stitch markers down the side. I did a heel flapping gusset again, and there's a project page for this. And the yarn, I showed it last time, absolutely love this. Oh, that was, because I'm knitting them on Chalgu DPNs, which, having knitted the socks that I've got on the needles at the moment are all on different needles. So I had one that was on 9" that I've moved to Magic Loop. I had Magic Loop and I had DPNs. Do you know what? I think DPNs are my favourite actually, now thinking about it. So this yarn was part of Opal's 25 years, and I think it is linked in the project page. I think it's called Birthday Party, I think. But it's really lovely. Really lovely, because it's just nice and rustic. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's lovely having, and I have actually cast on the second one. It's lovely having the softer socks, but it feels really nice knitting with this because it just feels that little bit plumper, which I really like. So I've done the cuff and I have tried to match it. I haven't done a fantastic job, but it'll kind of match. I'm not overly bothered the fact that that's got a little bit more blue than that one has. I'm not really that bothered, but I did try to roughly match it. So that's good to go, and that's great to have just plain vanilla socks on the go, so that if you're going anywhere or you just need to pick something up and you just want to have something on you to keep your hands busy, yeah, I think it's great to have that. Don't think there's anything else to say about them. Looking forward to getting them done. And then next up are my summer shorties, and these are ready for the toe now. So I got to the toe last night and I really wanted to get it done, but I was just so tired I didn't. So that is what I'm going to do whilst I'm going to edit today's podcast, is get the toe. And the toe, because this was also a sock set. So yeah, that was what I was saying. So I originally was knitting these socks, or this sock, sorry, on 9-inch, and I just wasn't getting on with them. I tend to go through phases enjoying working on the 9-inch circulars. Sometimes I really like them, and then sometimes I really don't. I think I'm going through a phase that I really don't like them at the minute. So I swapped them out. I think it might partly be due to the fact that I'm knitting a pattern. Maybe if I was just knitting vanilla socks, maybe that might be part of it. But anyway, so I did start the sock off, and I even did the heel flap and gusset on the 9-inch circulars. I think I did. The pattern which I'm knitting is the Rhinebeck Roomies, and this is a really lovely textured pattern. This is by Kay from A Crazy Sock Lady, and I think the yarn and the pattern work perfectly together. It's always really nice to see how it would look knitted up plain, but look at the texture, isn't that lovely? And I don't need to look down at my pattern notes now. I'm able to read my knitting and know which row is next, which is great, which round is next, which is great. And I'm doing the stitch markers again. What else do I need to tell you? The sock set is called Water Sports on the Lake. It's so pretty, this yarn. Really, really pretty. Don't think there's anything else to say really. And shorties. I think I need to get more shorties in my life, because I love wearing these. I love wearing shorties with my Crocs, especially when it starts to get a bit cooler. I don't tend to wear socks in the summer like that unless I do have trainers on, and I have some white trainers, and the other day I thought these would just look so pretty, just this little peach and this little colour here just peeking out, and I just thought the contrast between the colour of the yarn and the trainers just look really pretty. So I definitely need some more shorties. I think I say that every summer, and then just for some reason my head is just, it tends to just, as soon as I cast on a sock, in my head I'm just casting on like a full length long leg sock. Does that make sense? It's only then an afterthought that I think, oh blimey, that would have been really nice for shorties. So that will be done for the next one. We're hoping, like I said, all of them will be done. And my last one that hasn't actually, I can't remember how much of this one I'd done. So this is my Zigzag socks, and this is another pattern by Kay, and it is her heel toe do-si-do pattern, which is perfect for self-striping yarn. And I don't think I had done the heel, and again I did that heel all on. I think I messed up a little bit, which I'm not overly bothered about. I'm not going to let it bother me. You might be able to notice it on the back, on the heel, but I'm not going to let it bother me. It's a sock at the end of the day, and it's on the heel, as long as it fits okay. Yeah, so I did a heel flapping gusset, and I'm onto the foot now, and obviously I will knit the entire sock in this yarn. And this yarn is from the Laughing Yaffle on Etsy. She doesn't have regular updates, so it's always good to turn on your notifications, but I'll leave, I think there's a link down below but if not, have a look on her Etsy shop. It's such a pretty colourway. This is in the colourway Serenade. It's lovely. So yeah, really nice. So that is almost done, and then it's a case of just getting the second socks all done. So I think that's all the sock talk now. Yeah, let me know, have you, oh my foot's going, oh, I've got pins and needles. Let me know, have you cast lots of socks on? Do you tend to just knit one sock at a time? 4 socks, do you think I could get that done? I think I can get it done. I think it's surprising when you sit down of an evening and you do a bit of solid knitting for an hour or so, you can get quite a bit done, can't you? Obviously vanilla socks work up a lot faster than pattern socks, but yeah, I should get them done. That is the plan. Right, I've drunk my coffee. I wouldn't say I've drunk it, I'd probably say I downed it. I'm going to move on to my last whip that I'm going to show you, and that's my crochet rectangle granny blanket. And I had quite a few comments about this and questions, and in the actual project page it is linked to the online tutorial that I use, which is also on YouTube, so have a look. I have done a few rounds. I'm on this colour now, and I'm holding the yarn double. I don't know if I said that before. So I have taken from the centre. This is what I did when I crocheted my Just Feel Festive wrap. I loved making that at Christmas. I held that double, and all I've done is I've got the mini skein, if you're wondering, is you get your mini skein, and then I put it on my Swift, and then I wind it up so it winds up like a cake, like this. And then what I do is I take one strand from the centre, and then I take one strand from the outside of the cake, and then hold it double. And that's how you can crochet holding the yarn double. I need to sew in the ends on the back, but that won't take long. But I think I put a stitch marker. Where's it gone? There it is. Cat stitch marker. I love that cat stitch marker. It's so cute. I was here then. I was on this colour, and I've added 2 or 3 more colours since. I've not done a great deal on it, if I'm honest, because I've been mainly working on my sock whips and the Mount Pleasant tee. So that is what I've been mainly working on. But yeah, once I've got the sock whips under control, I'm hoping to add more, get that one going. Yeah, I'm really enjoying crochet, really enjoying crochet blankets. I even got my granny stripe out yesterday. I started off with crochet. That's how I really got into fibre yarns, and that I was a big crocheter, and then I really wanted to be able to master the art of knitting socks, and it really is. And please don't let it put you off if you've tried it. And because I just knitting in general, I tried it a few times and I just couldn't get on with it, and I got really frustrated, and I thought, I can't do this, I'm just going to stick to crochet. But I'm so glad that I didn't just stick to crochet. If you can just get past that and keep at it and keep practicing, you will do it, and you'll be so proud and so chuffed with yourself that you've done it. Just keep at it. Right, finished objects, back onto that. I told you I'd go off on one, didn't I? Got more hair molting. I've done some more dishcloths. I can't remember, what one was I on? Had I done that one last time? I think I had. And then was I halfway through this one? And then look at, this is my favourite one. By far, this is my favourite one. I just love that. That one's called American Stripes. I think that one was called pot a puree. And then this one was called something ombre swirl, I think. And these are Lily cotton dishcloth yarn that I got from Wool Warehouse. These are going to be for my mum for her birthday, which is coming up soon. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and buy some really lovely soap. We have a really nice refill shop which is local. It's not far from where I live, and I'm going to walk down there and pick some really nice soap to go with that, and then just tie it up. Just think that's such a lovely gift, don't you? Like something handmade like that. And that the cottons, they don't cost a lot, and I've still got a little bit left, because chances are the ones that I make myself, it wouldn't bother me if half of it was in that yarn and half of it was in that yarn. It's a dishcloth at the end of the day, isn't it? It doesn't matter. So that is it for dishcloths. I'm going to make some more. I really want to, I think I said, didn't I, really want to get the Christmas, I think it's called mistletoe, that colourway. And I did see on Amazon they have big cones of some of the colours. If you really liked a particular colour and you just wanted to knit lots in that colour, because I was tempted to get the Christmas cone because I would like some, and I plan on making some for gifts. That'd be really nice for family. And my second finished object are these really lovely socks. These are the blueberry waffle socks, and this is a free pattern on Ravelry by Sandy Turner, and this yarn is by Suzanne Green Lambkin, and it was her glacé fruits colourway, which was a Christmas colourway, and it was on a stellina, a gold stellina. Really pretty. Really love the gold stellina, and I really love this contrasting colour. It's like a jade colour. That is how I think I was struggling to describe this colour, but now I thought about it, it is like a jade. It's like a jade colour. It's gorgeous. I put a link in the project page to the pattern, and I had a few of you message, and I even had, I think, some comments on the video saying that you couldn't find the pattern, and that it was saying that this pattern is no longer available. It is available. If you click on it, it will take you to the pattern page, and then in the description of the pattern, underneath all of the, so you need to go past the bit where it will say what needle size, what sizes the pattern's written for. Underneath in the notes section at the bottom, there is a link there, and it will take you to the pattern. So if you just have a look, just scroll down and just quickly scan through, it is there. I've checked, it is definitely there. But yeah, really enjoyed making them, and this pattern is a beautiful textured pattern. First time making it. I tried to make this years ago and I couldn't, my brain just was, for whatever reason, it was struggling, even though it's so basic, and I love it. I laughed to myself because I tried to, when I was updating the project page, I was trying to figure out when I cast these on, and I cast these on last July for Christmas in July, so that's how long they've taken me. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's had sock whips snuggled away for a year or so. I'm sure I haven't. I'm sure I'm not. Am I? Please tell me I'm not. So, but they are done now. They are done. Let me look at my notes. So I've got happy mail. There isn't much in terms of happy mail. I've got this. Yeah, and then books and TV. So that's what I'm going to do next. Happy mail. There's not much happy mail. I ordered this set of bulb stitch markers because the ones that I've got, they're like everywhere. I have tried to have like little tins with little notion pouches in each of the project bags, but they're so small, they get used or they get lost. So I bought a case, and this was just a cheap one off Amazon. So I bought that, and then something really exciting that's recently just arrived. I've got it in this is a little pouch that my traveller's notebook came in from the Travellers Company, and it's the only thing I'm really funny with stuff like this. If I get something that's new, I have to have a case for it. And I bought a case for it. This is my new Kindle that I bought. But my old Kindle, which I don't have on me, no, I haven't got it here, is I've got like a little pouch, like a zipped pouch that I keep it in, and this doesn't fit. This is slightly bigger, and so if I take it in my handbag, for some reason I just don't like the idea that the screen's there, and if I've got my keys and everything, yeah, I just don't want it to get scratched or anything. At the minute I've just got it in a pouch. I ordered the Kindle Paperwhite and I went for the green colour. Let me take it out of this case. Oh, I love it. So I went for the green option. I couldn't decide between the green or the black, but I went for the green. And then at the same time, I just ordered this clear case to go with it. And I am loving it. I love the fact that the screen, I got the version with ads, but I know there's so many people that have messaged Amazon and asked for the ads to be taken off. They don't really bother me, if I'm honest, because it's not stopping me from reading. All I've got to do is press the bottom, swipe up, and then I'm into my book, so it doesn't bother me. And sometimes they do actually recommend good books, so I'm not actually that bothered about that. But anyway, so I wanted to get a new Kindle for a while because my old Kindle, which is the Kindle Touch, does not have a light. It's really old actually, and it's lasted a really long time, and I was finding that the touchscreen part of it was not working. It was really struggling to, if I wanted to turn the page or if I wanted to change the font size, it just wasn't working properly. And we've recently just had the Prime deal, a couple of days, it was 2 days I think, where you had Prime Day, and I think there was was it about £50 off, which I thought was such a good saving. So I did it. I went for it, and I'm so glad I did. And this one, not only does it have the day and night, or the light and dark function, it actually has the warm function as well, which is really good. And that's definitely something that I use when I read in my bed, when I go up to bed, which is great. So I'm loving it. And when I put it on my Instagram stories, lots of you replied saying that you had also taken advantage of the offer as well. Yeah, I think that's all I need to say about that one. Yeah, but anyway, happy mail. That is quite nice happy mail, isn't it? Stitch markers and a Kindle. Happy days. Okay, so next up, I'm going to chat to you about books. Oh, actually, I was going to show you this. This could come in as happy mail, even though it was a gift. It was a gift from my mother-in-law and father-in-law, and we played this game last night, and it is so good. If you are Harry Potter fans, I definitely recommend this game. Maybe this would be something you could put on your Christmas list, or if you know someone who loves Harry Potter and you're trying to think what to get them, and maybe they've already got lots of Harry Potter things, have they got this? Even Jessie managed to play this, and it took a little while to begin with to get used to it, because we were trying to read, even though it says ages 7+, but she was able to get the gist of it. We had to read it all the way through first, and then the first couple of goes that we were doing, we were trying to figure it out, and then once we got it, it is so good. We cannot wait to play it again, and we're going to play it again tonight. Yeah, there's not really much more to say, but look, 1,000 questions. Really, really good game. Or maybe you like to have, if you're anything like us, we like to have a new game to play at Christmas. This might be something to add to your collection for Christmas, so I recommend that one. Let me know what your favourite games are, because we are always looking for new games. I think I've asked that question before, or did I ask it on Instagram? I might have asked it on Instagram, but I'd love to know tell me your top three board games, card games, let me know, because I'd like to get some new ones to add to our collection. Right, I'm going to chat to you about books now, and then I'm going to chat to you about TV. Now, the books are going to be crochet books. I was watching the lovely Ali from Little Drops of Wonderful, and she tagged me in her podcast. No, was it a podcast? She did a video about amigurumi. I think I've said that right. And it was a tag, and she was showing on her video, I'll leave a link to the video down below, and she was showing her favourite or her top amigurumi books that she's got, and then she tagged me. And I don't own one amigurumi book. I don't own any. I keep looking at them, but I've just not bought one. I can't remember the name of them now. I have done amigurumi, but I've only ever bought the patterns individually from the designers, but I've never actually bought a book. And there's one particular type of book, and they've had a few books out now, that I've thought that would be worth getting, but I haven't. But I have got some crochet books, so I'm going to show you these instead. I have made a few of these projects from here, and just flicking through it now, there's some that I would want to make again, if I'm honest with you. I loved that one. That was the chunky seashell scarf. That was really nice. I really liked that one. What else did I really like from here? Oh, I think I made that, you know, the cafetiere cozy. I made that. This is years ago. I meant to have a look the other day how long I've actually I'd like to make that. That'd be really fun, wouldn't it? I think most libraries have this at their library, so have a look. Maybe you're just getting into crochet. Maybe you can knit but you can't crochet and you'd like to crochet. That would be a really good one for you to start off with. And then who remembers this one? Granny Chic. Love this book. By Dottie Angel and Ted Agnes. Yeah. I even left the sleeve on it. Oh, that would be nice. I should use that really. This feels like wallpaper. Should use that. Should use that in my journal. I can't help but say it like that. My journal. I love this book. I still love it now. Let me try and show you some pictures from it. The style. The scrappy granny chic style. And there are some, I mean, look at that. Isn't that fun? I really like that retro vibe. The colours, the floral. Oh, look at that. If I ever had a craft room, that is how I'd want my craft room. One of the walls to look like. Chickens. I'd like chickens. I haven't got space for chickens. I've only got space for a hamster and a cat. Let me know if you've got this book. Oh, it shows you the lampshade. I've never made you can buy kits, can't you, to do lampshades? I've never done that. Look at the sweet bunting there. So I love this book. Such a lovely book just to flick through and look at. Lovely. Really, really lovely. Oh, look at those crochet, oops. Look at those crochet doilies. I'm sure you can still get this book. I'm sure you can. So that's my second book. And then my third book is this one. And this was by, yeah, Molly Makes. And this was a crochet one. I've had this for years. And I've made a few things from here. Right, I'm back. I picked up what I thought was from this book, but now I'm not so sure it was from this book. But I've got one of the items. The only thing is, annoyingly, I'm going to show it to you, one of the things, and I'm really sorry, but I don't know the pattern, which is a bit annoying, isn't it? But anyway, this particular pattern was designed by Emma Lamb, and it's this lovely doily here. and I've just found it in my kitchen. It does need a wash, but I used to love making crochet doilies, but it's that one there. I used to love crocheting things like this. There's that one, and the one that I thought was from here, but it's not, is this one, and it's a pot holder. I'm gonna see if I can find. If you recognise that pattern, let me know. Please let me know, because I'd like to be able to say who designed it, what pattern it's called. Loved making that. That hangs up in my kitchen, and I've just used cotton. Used to love making these. I've also got this doily. That was just a free pattern on Ravelry. If you search on Ravelry, you'll find lots of them, and that was just one that I did. That's just like a granny one, like a granny star maybe, I don't know. But I used to love making doilies. Love this one. But yeah, this book, I think it's still available. I loved the cushion on the back there. It had lots of it just had lots of really cool projects in there. Coasters, blankets, cushions. So that's another one of my favourite crochet books. We're on to the last book now, and this is The Romantic Crochet, and this is by Emma. Lulu loves crochet, and this book is absolutely beautiful. The images in here are beautiful. The patterns are beautiful. I mean, look at that. I really want to make that. Rambling Rose Cushion. I really want to make that one. I love the colours as well. I'd do exactly as Emma had done it. And I really want to make this. That is just so pretty. That is gorgeous. There's lots of things I'd love to make in here. But I have made from here, I made the hot water bottle cozy, which is that one there. You can see all the patterns on the front actually, I think. The only thing is the hot water bottle cozy, it's gone a bit saggy. A bit like me, if I'm honest. It's gone a bit saggy, but it's because it's well loved. It's well loved and well used. So, I mean, when it's full, it does absorb it a bit, does fill it out a little bit more. But I could probably do with making another one. I think I'd probably use thicker yarn next time. But yeah, it looks like it needs a wash as well. It looks like it's had tea spilt on it, doesn't it? But there you go. Yeah, so that was really fun doing that. I really enjoyed it. So thank you for the tag, Ali. So there are some of my favourite crochet books. I don't have any knitting books, I don't think. I don't have any of the is it the Lane publication magazine? That always looks beautiful. I don't have any. I've never had one of them. They look really nice. Let me know if you get any knitting books or magazines. Do you call them magazines? I think, because sometimes they come out quarterly, don't they? Does the Lane publication, does that come out quarterly? I think it does. But yeah, let me know if you've got any of those books, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Just remembered I had a couple of questions from a couple of viewers from the last podcast, and I wrote the questions down, and I thought it'd be really good. Let me grab that there. I thought it'd be really good to ask them. And if you get any questions and you want me to ask them, then leave a comment down below, or you can always message me. If you're on Instagram, you could always message me on Instagram. So the questions were, how do you know whether or not a yarn is going to pool? Now, that is really tricky because it depends on lots of different factors. It depends on the yarn that you're knitting with or crocheting with. Well, I guess it's going to be more knitting if it crochets. That's the thing. When you're crocheting something and then you knit something, it's so different. So we'll just do this in terms of knitting. So depending on what pattern you're using, what needle size you're using, your tension. It's really tricky to know whether or not it's going to pool or not. Now let me know, because some of you out there are probably you might be more experienced with yarn, especially if you're a yarn dyer. You might have you might be able to know, you might be able to look at a skein of yarn and think to yourself, well, that's going to pool. What I've done is I've grabbed a couple of skeins, both Christmas skeins. I've not done Christmas in July this year. I thought I had enough socks on the needles, so that's why I need to get those socks done so I can go full pelt come Christmas time. I picked up this skein, which you will be able to see. This, now looking at this skein, I mean I know anyway, because I've seen pictures of it already knitted up, but this here, where it looks stripy like this, I know will micro stripe when it knits. So I can tell that by that skein. Let me open it up, that might be easier. So I know that that is going to micro stripe. You've got one side where it's like this, and then you've got the other side like this. Oh, it is absolutely beautiful. If you're wondering what this is Elf by Bird Street Yarn by Claire and John. They are lovely. Love Claire and John. Do you know what? I am so rubbish at this. Look at me. I'm so cack-handed. Oh, I'm stuck now. I've got my fingers stuck. It's never going to look as nice, is it, when you take it out of the skein? Oh, man alive. If there's any yarn dyers out there looking for anyone to help wind up their skeins, don't ask me. Right, so that's that one. Looks like an absolute dog's dinner now. This one I reckon will be different. I don't think I'm going to undo it, because I think you can just tell by the skein. This is, oh, look at that. That is so lush. This one, the way that the dye has been put on, so there's lots of different colours and they're in lots of different areas. I don't think that would pool, really. I don't think. I think you'd get more of a variegated, even colour with all of those ones, I think. I may be wrong. Isn't this gorgeous? This is Christmas Jammies by Homespun House. My friend Stacey bought me this for my birthday last year, because I had a big birthday last year, and she spoiled me because she knows how much I love Molly's yarn. Let's post that in there now. So I don't think that would pool. I may be wrong, because it's very saturated in dye and in colour. I don't think that would pool. I think what would pool is, say for instance it wasn't as saturated with lots of different colour, and the yarn was just in sections. I reckon if you were to knit like a sock, every time you come back round to where that dye had been placed, it would pool in that sense, I think. But let me know if you've got any theories to looking at a skein of yarn, and just by looking at it, thinking to yourself, that will pool if I knit a hat or some socks, then please leave a comment below, because that would be really interesting to know. And that was one of the questions from a viewer, so I hope that helped. I'm not sure if it did. That was kind of like my little take on it. And then the next question was about a 20-gram mini. How far can a 20-gram mini go? It was a really good question, because I've never really thought about it. I because a 20 gram mini doesn't seem like a lot of yarn, does it? But it is actually, when you think about it, because if you have is this a 20 gram mini? I think that is a 20 gram mini, it looks it, doesn't it? If you have a sock set, you can usually get, I don't know if you would get cuff, heel and toe for both socks, sorry, out of 120 gram mini. You might do, depends how long you do your cuff, and it depends what type of heel you do. But I definitely think you'd get 2 cuffs out of it, and you'd probably get 2 toes maybe. But let me know how, again, it depends on someone's tension, what needles they're using, but let me know if you know, out of a 20 gram mini, what can you get out of it? Can you get quite a bit out of it? I tend to just use a 20 gram mini for if it's going into a like an advent project, then obviously it gets all used up. But if it's for something like socks, anything that's left over, it tends to just go in like my little bag for scrappy projects like blankets really. I'm trying to think what other scrappy projects I have. Let me know how far what you can get out of a 20 gram mini. Yeah, be interesting to know. So they were the 2 questions. That is nearly it. I was just going to chat to you about books that I've read or I'm reading and TV, and then we are done. So I forgot to mention on my last podcast that I had finished listening to The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I absolutely loved that book. That was an audio book actually that I listened to through the Libby app. That was really good. And I'm still reading my Silver Flames, A Court of Thorns and Roses series. Oh, now it's raining now. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. I always feel all cosy when it's been raining recently. My husband laughs at me because he doesn't like it and I love it. And I always say it's cozy time. And TV, I have finished watching Breaking Bad again for the second time round. Really enjoyed it just as much as the first time. However, I did find that there were parts of it that I thought, do you know what? I don't know. Did they drag it on just a little bit? Could they have probably finished it a little bit sooner? I don't know. But I still absolutely loved it and I still love it. And if you have not watched that series, I really recommend it. That was on Netflix. And I finished watching Yellowstone. That was on Paramount. Loved watching that. Really enjoyed it. And we are now watching on Apple TV. We're watching a series called Hijacked. And on Netflix, I started watching The Witcher. That is just me. Jamie won't watch things like that. He finds that stuff like that really boring. I absolutely love it, and that's all I just want to watch at the minute is The Witcher. I have already devoured series 1. I'm now on series 2, episode 2. Yeah, and absolutely love it. Really, really enjoying it. It's really reminding me, it's a little bit of it reminds me of Games of Thrones. So if you really liked that series and you've not watched The Witcher on Netflix, I really, really recommend it. And that is it. We are done. That is the end of the podcast. So thank you so much for watching. If you've taken the time and if you've made it all the way through, you deserve a pat on the back. I feel like it's been a little bit start and stop in places, but hopefully when I come to edit it, it'll be fine. Yeah, so that will be it now for a little while. I will try and get a vlog out over the summer, and you'll be able to still follow me and see what I'm up to on Instagram, and yeah, leave a comment down below if you've got any questions. Let me know what you're reading, what you're watching, what you're making. It'd be really lovely. And one thing that I didn't say actually in my little chat, we have some really exciting news. We finally, after a really, really long time, like when I say long time, I mean like over 3 years, have finally got an allotment plot. We are so excited. If you're wondering what an allotment plot is, it is a a section of land, a small section of land, that we can grow our own fruit, our own vegetables, flowers. We'll be able to have a shed, a greenhouse. I mean, it's not humongous, but it is a nice size of land. And we picked the key up end of last week, and we've been down there. It is really, really overgrown, so it's gonna all get cut back. There are some apple trees there. There's an artichoke plant. It's massive, this artichoke plant. I didn't know what it was until one of the lovely plot holders came over, and they were chatting to us, and we got to meet a few of them down there. And it's only a really short walk from where we live, but we're really excited. Jessie was really excited going down there, and I will no doubt vlog about it if you're interested. Let me know if you've got an allotment plot. I'd love to know. And I've been watching lots of videos on YouTube. There's some amazing plots out there. But when we went down at the weekend, the bees were going crazy for the artichoke plant. So I think what happens, because I've never tried artichoke, like I don't even know what it tastes like. I wouldn't even know how to cook it or what to cook it with, but it's all those fun things that we're going to learn. But I googled it, and I think the artichoke gets to a point where it's ready to be picked if you're going to eat it, and then if you don't, it then turns into a flower, I think, a really bright, vibrant purple. Oh, it's beautiful. And it kind of looks from a distance, it looks like a thistle, and the bees were going crazy for it. I took a video when we were down at the plot, so stay tuned, and I will put that at the end for you to have a look. But yeah, I'm really excited to get down there, to set up. I'm probably not gonna aim to grow much because of the time of the year that it is now, and the next season that we're going in, it will be autumn and then winter. But if we can try and just get our layout done and get things in places, I mean, there's going to be some things that I'll be able to start growing, but I'm not gonna go crazy to begin with. I need to like get it all organised and laid out and set out first of all. I'll probably be able to take our pumpkins down there. That would be good. We've got pumpkins growing, and I've got sunflowers, but I'll probably keep the sunflowers at home. But yeah, really looking forward to it, really excited. And I think that'll be really fun to vlog that, if that's something that, like I say, if that's something that you're interested in, let me know. But I think I've chatted way too much, haven't I? So I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'm going to go make a humongous coffee now. So I hope that you have a great day, a great week, a great weekend, whenever you might be watching this. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!
Snack.